Democrats a lease, not necessarily a fee simple, right, a lease. Notice there's a Ciruli Associates poll about halfway down there, and just below it, that's the last time Mr. McCain was ahead in this state, and that was about the last time he was ahead in the country. What happened on September the 15th? Some of you people in the business community might remember. Lehman's went down. Lehman went bankrupt. Senator McCain was quoted someplace around the country, I forget where he was at, but he said, I think the fundamentals of our economy are still sound. Well, immediately Obama, realizing this, what a coup this is, for openers, we're back to the economic issue and it looks really serious, and he was in, what city might he be in if he was traveling the country campaigning at that point? Well, the city, Pueblo, where else would he be? As you know, he spent an incredible amount of time in Colorado, and he came to Pueblo twice. It's unbelievable. They're still pretty pleased about that. But he was in Pueblo, and he said, ha, you see, McCain is out of touch. And that became a big, important part of the Obama theme from that point on. And, of course, he was helped by the news every day as things got worse. AIG, Merrill Lynch. I mean, just go down the list of all the things that happened. Then you also remember McCain suspended his campaign, wasn't going to go to debate, and then had the first debate. And I don't know what you think, but if you look at the polls, while he might have won the debate sort of on technical grounds, the general sense is he lost the debates. And you can get that from watching the dials that were put up by those people who, right during the debates, have focus groups, and they ask people on minute by minute, or actually second by second, what they think, and also by the follow-up polls, that Obama came off relaxed, sort of smooth, at ease, the whole Obama aura of calm, no drama Obama. And McCain was trying to make points. He was hot. He was really arguing the case, and a lot of people, it turned him off. And so on tone alone, Obama won it. We've all thought in the polling business that he was going to win this by maybe 3 points. That was just looking at the difficulty the Republicans were in nationally in terms of the brand, the economic issue, etc. And as you know, there were still times when McCain was ahead. I mean, right after the convention, he was ahead for about a week and a half. Palin at that point helped, in point of fact. And then, of course, we think the natural forces, but also the economy took over, and he lost by 7 points, 6.9%. And that quote there is from Yogi Berra, of course. This just reinforces, Udall won that Senate race very substantially. It reinforces a couple of things. One, Obama did not have a lot of coattails, because in fact Ms. Markey out there in the congressional seat out in the 4th Congressional, and Udall won by a bigger margin than in fact Obama won. And as you know, the Republicans actually picked up 1 House seat, and the state legislature lost 1 Senate seat. And I just spoke to the county commissioners the other day, and they really were not, Republicans didn't lose at the county commissioner level. They held their own and maybe even picked up a few seats. So this was at the top. This was a personal victory for Obama. Now, he also had a fabulous campaign, obviously, apparatus, which definitely helped Democrats some. But my point is that now that we are so closely in a balance between Democrats and Republicans, a Republican strategy nor a Democratic strategy can, quote, just go to the base. You just turn out your base, you lose. The power now is with these unaffiliated voters and also weak partisans. And as you can see, Democrats are doing extremely well with them. Udall won everything on the left side of that, including the biggest block of 40% who are moderates in the middle, and did fairly well with people who call themselves conservative unaffiliateds. I got a call from Time Magazine. They said, Ciruli, we want you to comment on Arapahoe County being a swing county. It's in play. And I said, no, I don't know about Arapahoe County. Think Jefferson County or Larimer County. It's been going Democratic in recent years, both of those 2 counties. And they said, no, check your numbers, Ciruli. Arapahoe County now has more Democrats than Republicans. Well, indeed, Arapahoe County went for Obama, went for Udall. It also went for Ritter and Salazar, although it went for Bush. So now it's now shifted even in the presidential level. Republican county commissioner, 2 of them won out there, re-election. But as you know, in the most contested Senate seat, a Democrat won it by a few votes. So Arapahoe County is now in play. As you can see, Jefferson County and Larimer County regularly in play. As I already pointed out, it's just sort of unbelievable, but Obama won this state by more than he won in the country, which is truly amazing. In terms of the congressional seats, as I point out, if I did this in blue and red, it would be almost overwhelmingly blue. The red now is just down south, heading toward El Paso County. The Republicans, when I spoke with the county commissioners, many of them were Republican. They said, Ciruli, that line you've got up there that says, now must hold on, that's the operative line, because there's 3 gentlemen already announced to run against Miss Markey out in the 4th, because they believe that she will not be able to hold on. There's a huge Republican advantage in that district, and they think most of that vote was against just tired of Miss Musgrave and having to defend her every couple of years, and that once a Republican can unify the party, that they've got a good chance. I wouldn't disagree with that, other than the fact I would say that the Democrats are going to throw everything in the kitchen sink at it, and you can be reassured that Miss Markey, who's from Larimer County, will have a house in Weld. She will spend an incredible amount of time trying to work the Republicans to try and hang on with that seat. But as you can see, the Democrats are kind of out of room to win on. They now have to be careful because, as you know, their most controversial person in the Republican Party was probably, along with Miss Musgrave, Mr. Tancredo. Very polarizing individuals, very focused on a single issue. In that case, it was immigration for Tancredo. Well, Mr. Polis is he's a liberal in general, but he's very focused on gay rights. And so now the Democrats have to be concerned, at least to some extent, that they don't get sort of off message. Because by and large, they've stayed on message, as it talk about the economy or talk about foreign policy. But if they get into their own social issues, they could be in trouble, in my view. As you can see, Mr. Ritter, the big buzz out there is Ritter in trouble? And the answer is probably, if for no other reason that I think powerful interests in the state, the gas and oil interests, people of the business community that's very upset about the labor union issue that he's taken the lead on, are probably going to put up some serious money against him. But I just put that little chart up there to remind us all that governors tend to be reelected, and as you can see, by fairly healthy margins. And for those of you who were around here in the 70s, Mr. Lamb was in deep trouble. In 74 and 76, the Democrats lost the House of Representatives. They held it for a couple of years, and they lost the House of Representatives, and he was under huge criticism. Mr. Strickland did not run a very good campaign. He ran 2 of them for governor, and neither one of them were very good. But Lamb also made a lot of changes and ran a much better second 2 years than he did his first 2 years. So we will see for Ritter. But definitely he has some trouble, lost severance tax, really angered the industry, and now, as you know, the industry's turned down on gas and oil. His property tax freeze is controversial, and it probably contributed to the loss of Bernie Buscher's seat out in Mesa County. That was one of the things that really ticked off Mesa County Republicans and voters in general. That freeze, as you know, raises your property tax, because normally your property tax would go down as assessments go up. And, of course, he passed union rules. On these other issues, he's trying to deal with them, but as you know, he's very inclined toward, or not a lot's happened, he's inclined toward blue ribbon panels. We have a new one, by the way, on the economy here. I just got this. Governor Ritter announces a business finance panel forms also to work on that issue. The state doesn't have much power for the economy, but all the legislators know that that's what they got to be dealing with. Briefly on the legislature, as you can see, it went Democratic. The Republicans did pick up 1 seat this time in the House and lost 1 in the Senate, but they're very keen on this because redistricting is coming up, and that is a huge issue for them, redistricting. They need to do something about Referendum C. It runs out in 2010, so these Tabor caps are going to get lifted here shortly. At the very moment, we're going to start cutting the budget again, because as you know, there's no doubt we're going to have go from a bit of a surplus we've had in the last few years to a deficit here very, very quickly. Obviously, I think the number one issue is the economy, to the extent they can do something about it. Probably the number one issue is they would love to do something about transportation. There is no money, and so doing something about it means coming to you and asking for a tax increase. For those of you who follow this labor issue, by and large, the public likes what we have now, which is called the Labor Peace Act. And I asked, do you think that the unions need more help? Should they get more support? Or do you want things to stay about the way they are?